Welcome to Suri Daily English, the podcast, a leading English podcast channel.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Suri Daily English. I'm Suri.
And I'm Alex, and I am ready to learn.
It's great to see you so energetic, Alex. So tell me, how was your morning today?
My morning is great. I wake up at 7 a.m. I eat a big breakfast with eggs and toast. Then I listen to some music. It is a very good morning.
That sounds lovely, Alex, but you just told me about your morning using the present tense, like it's happening right now.
Oh, yes. Is that wrong?
It's not wrong, but your morning is finished. It's in the past. So, in English, we need to use a special grammar to talk about it. We need the language of yesterday.
The language of yesterday? Wow, that sounds like a movie title. What is it?
It's called the past simple tense, and it's exactly what we're going to learn today. Are you ready to travel back in time?
I am ready.
Perfect. Let's start with the easiest part. In your story, you said, "My morning is great."
Yes.
To change that to the past, we change the word is to was. Slowly. Was. W-A-S. Was.
Oh, so my morning was great.
Exactly. You got it on the first try. The same thing happens with am. So if you say, "I am happy today," how would you talk about yesterday?
Yesterday, I was happy.
Perfect. So is and am both become was in the past. What about the word are, like in we are here today?
Is it we was here yesterday? That sounds a little strange.
You're right. It does sound strange. The word are changes to were. Slowly, were. W-E-R-E. Were.
Ah, okay. So we were here yesterday.
You got it. Let's practice one more time. I'll say a sentence in the present. You change it to the past. Ready?
Ready.
The weather is sunny today.
The weather was sunny yesterday.
My friends are at the coffee shop.
My friends were at the coffee shop.
Fantastic, Alex. That's the first step to talking about the past. Easy, right?
It was very easy.
Great. Now let's talk about action words, verbs. In your story, you said, "I listen to music." For many verbs in English, we just add 2 letters to the end to make them past tense, ed.
No way. That's it? So this morning I listened to music.
Yars, see? You're a natural. What about the verb walk?
Walk, walked. Yesterday I walked to the park.
Perfect. What about watch, like watching a movie?
I watched a movie last night. I watched a movie last night. This is great. Everything is just ed. Cooked, cleaned, talked, played. Wait a second, Suri. Do they all sound the same? When I say played and watched, the endings sound different. Is that just me?
That is an amazing question, Alex. You are completely right. You found the secret of the ed ending. There are actually 3 sounds.
3 sounds? Oh no. I thought this was the easy part.
Don't worry, it is easy once you hear it. The first sound is id. This happens when a verb ends with a T or D sound. For example, the verb want, W-A-N-T. It ends with a T sound, so we say wanted. Another example is need, N-E-E-D. It ends with a D sound, so we say needed. Can you try saying those?
Wanted, needed. Hey, I can hear it.
Exactly. The second sound is T. This happens after quiet sounds like K or P or S or Ch. Think of the verb walk, W-A-L-K. It ends with a K sound, or watch, W-A-T-C-H. That ends with a Ch sound. We say it with a short T sound at the end. Slowly, walked, watched.
Okay, so it's not walk-ed, it's walked. Walked.
Yes, that's it. The last sound is D. This is for almost everything else. After loud vibrating sounds like play, P-L-A-Y, or listen, L-I-S-T-E-N, we just add a simple D sound. Played, listened.
Wow, okay, so needed, walked, played. I never knew that.
Now you do. It just takes a little practice. You'll be a pro in no time. All right, are you ready for part 3? This is where it gets really interesting.
I'm ready. What is it?
We call these the special verbs, or for a grammar name, irregular verbs. These verbs don't follow the ED rule. They change completely.
Of course they do. Special verbs. Why can't English be simple?
They are special because we use them all the time. Let's start with a very common one. Go, G-O. Today, I go to work. We don't say goed.
Goad? That sounds like something a baby would say.
It does. The past tense of go is went, W-E-N-T, went.
Oh, I know that word. So, yesterday I went to the store.
Exactly. See, you already know these. What about the verb eat, E-A-T?
Not eated. Maybe ate? A-T-E?
Yes, you got it. The past tense of eat is ate.
So, this morning I ate breakfast.
Perfect. Let's do a few more. They're like puzzles.
Okay, I love puzzles. Give me another one.
The verb see, S-E-E. Today, I see a bird.
Yesterday I saw a bird. S-A-W. Saw.
Brilliant. And have, H-A-V-E. Today, I have a great idea.
Yesterday I had a great idea. H-A-D.
Perfect. One more. Today, I take the bus. T-A-K-E.
Yesterday I took the bus. T-O-O-K. Went, ate, saw, had, took. This is actually fun. They are special.
I told you. Okay, Alex, now we know how to talk about things. But what about things that didn't happen?
Ooh, good question. How do I say no in the past? For example, I walked yesterday. What if I want to say the opposite? Is it I no walked or I not walked?
That's a very common mistake, but in the past, we have a magic word to help us. That word is didn't. Didn't is short for did not.
Didn't. Okay, so I didn't walked yesterday.
Ah, you found the super important number 1 rule. After you use the magic word didn't, the verb goes back to normal. It goes back to its original form, the present tense form.
Gosh, what? So walked becomes walk again?
Exactly. The magic word didn't does all the past tense work for us, so the verb can relax. You just need the base verb, like walk or eat or go.
Wow, okay. Let me try. I watched a movie. The negative is I didn't watch a movie.
Perfect, you did it. What about an irregular verb? I went to the store.
Okay, so I use didn't, and the verb went goes back to normal. The normal form is go. So I didn't go to the store.
Yes, that is absolutely perfect, Alex. This is a very important rule, and you understood it so fast.
I did. This magic word is great. So I ate pizza becomes I didn't eat pizza, which is a very sad sentence.
It is a very sad sentence, but the grammar is perfect. All right, you're on a roll. Final challenge. We know how to say yes. We know how to say no. How do we ask a question about the past?
Oh man, I have no idea.
We use another magic word. It's the brother of didn't. The magic word is did. And the rule is exactly the same. When you use did to start your question, the verb goes back to normal, the base form of the verb.
Okay, I think I see a pattern here. The magic words do all the work.
They do. So if you want to ask me about yesterday and pizza, you would say, did you eat pizza? Not, did you ate pizza? The verb must be eat.
Okay, let's do a quick practice, a role play. You ask me some questions about my weekend.
Let's do it. Okay, Alex, did you go to the park last weekend?
Yes, I did. I went to the park.
Good answer. Did you watch a movie?
No, I didn't. I didn't watch a movie.
Excellent. Last question. Did you have a good time?
Yes, I did. I had a great time. Oh, Suri, I think I'm ready.
Ready for what, Alex?
I'm ready to tell my story again. My story about my morning. But this time I will use the past tense.
I would love to hear it. Let's put everything together.
Okay, here we go. This morning was great.
Good start.
I woke up at 7 a.m. Oh, wait. Wake is another special verb, right? Wake becomes woke.
Yes, it is. You are discovering new verbs everywhere. Great job.
Okay, I woke up at 7 a.m. I ate a big breakfast with eggs and toast.
Perfect use of ate.
Then I listened to some music, but I didn't listen to rock music. I listened to jazz.
Wow, a regular verb and a negative sentence? This is amazing, Alex.
I feel like I can really talk about my day now. Okay, your turn, Suri. I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Did you have a good weekend?
What a perfect question. Yes, I did. I had a wonderful weekend. I visited my family, we cooked dinner together, we talked for hours. We didn't watch TV, but we played a fun game. It was a very happy time.
That sounds so nice. You just told a whole story.
And so did you. That's how we use the past tense in real conversations. We mix all the parts together. You did an incredible job today, Alex. I am so proud of you.
Thank you, Suri. I feel much more confident now. It was a lot to learn, but you made it easy.
That's the goal. Let's do a very quick verbal summary for everyone listening. First, we learned to use was and were. Remember, am and is become was, and are become were. Second, for most regular action verbs, we just add ed. And remember, there are 3 different sounds for that ending: id, t, and d. Third, we talked about special irregular verbs that change completely, like go becomes went and see becomes saw. Fourth, to make a negative sentence, we use the magic word didn't plus the normal base form of the verb, I didn't go. And finally, to ask a question, we start with the magic word did and also use the normal base form of the verb, did you go? And that's it. That is your complete toolkit for talking about yesterday.
That was fantastic.
Now, for everyone listening, it is your turn to practice. We have a challenge for you. In the comments below, tell us about your day yesterday. We want you to write 2 sentences.
Yes, write one positive sentence telling us something you did. For example, yesterday I watched a movie.
And write one negative sentence telling us something you didn't do. For example, I didn't eat fish. Don't worry about mistakes. Practice is everything. The most important step is to try. We can't wait to read your comments. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Suri Daily English for more lessons. Thank you all for learning with us today. You did a great job. See you next time. Bye.